Say hello, audience. All right. You sit back up here. In July of 1941, 9-year-old Tony and his younger brother, 8-year-old Nicky, were playing in the park in Crest Hill, Illinois. Nicky said he needed to go back home for something, and as he was getting ready to leave, Tony told him to be careful while crossing Broadway. A short while later, Tony followed up behind. Unfortunately, it was too late. While attempting to cross the busy street of Broadway, Nicky was struck by a car and killed. Today, I'm going to discuss driving safety. The story I just told you is true, and sadly, there were many more like it during that time, a time when people hadn't been driving very long yet. Today, we are the beneficiaries of the lessons learned by those who came before us, and sadly, we're often slow to take those lessons seriously. I, like most, started driving in my teens. Was required to take driver's education as part of my high school curriculum. And in spite of the laws, tricks, and tips I was taught, I made many mistakes. Eventually, after years of experience, I became a better driver by embracing and applying those lessons each time I sat behind the wheel. Before I begin, I'd like to say it's not all bad news. Statistics from the National Highway Safety Commission indicate there are fewer traffic-related fatalities by percentage than in the past, and that's a good thing. However, there is room for improvement, and it is my hope that by sharing what I've learned, you might avoid some of those same mistakes and make improved driving a reality. So, I'd like to start out by first discussing one thing they didn't have 76 years ago, the cell phone. I just have one thing to say about it. Put it down. Go hands-free. Nothing else needs to be said. Moving right along, we have the stop sign. 8 sides, red, white letters, easily recognizable. The important thing to understand is that it is a stop sign. It's not a pause sign or a yield sign or a genuflect sign. It is a stop sign, and there are 4 things that should be done when you approach one. Stop, look, listen, and think. There's a large concrete structure that serves as the entrance to my neighborhood, and because of its size, it creates a blind spot and a danger. I see people just roll right through the stop sign that's posted there frequently, and they make a right-hand turn right into that blind spot. They're gambling that someone's child is not playing in that blind spot, or that a jogger or some other pedestrian isn't there. There's no reason to be in so much of a hurry that we can't stop and then follow through with the other 3 steps. And this brings us to the next point, and that is slow down. Society often seems to be in a hurry and just not accomplishing anything extra by being in a hurry. All they do is make a big mess out of things. So when you need to drive, leave a little earlier to allow more time. Put your cruise control on, sit back and relax and slow down so that you can just look at traffic and pay attention to what's going on. And pay attention to the speed limits. It's never legal to drive faster than the speed limit, no matter what anybody tells you, with the exception of certain emergency vehicles. And the speed limits that are posted are only applicable under ideal conditions. That is, clear visibility. That means it's daylight, not nighttime. There's no obstructions like trees or fog, and the road conditions are otherwise good. They're not wet. Or slippery with oil or gravel or rocks or bumpiness. Motorcycle drivers are certainly aware of this one. And also, there are no pedestrians. So that brings me to my next point, pedestrians. Tips regarding pedestrians. Be on the lookout for them. You see my t-shirt? It's bright yellow-green, a lot like those warning signs that are on the road. I wear this because I'm a frequent jogger. And I like to make sure the drivers see me long before, so they have a time to adjust. Not all pedestrians are going to give you that courtesy. I've seen people, and I'm sure you've seen people too, in the middle of the night walking right down the middle of the road wearing dark clothes. One more reason to slow down. So, when you do see a pedestrian, slow down. Give them the widest possible berth. And then, if you're going to make a turn, left-hand turn, right-hand turn, watch out. They're going to jump right in front of you, aren't they? They don't even always know that you're about to turn, and they walk right out into the crosswalk. So, when that happens, don't be aggressive. Just stay calm. Let them finish going wherever they're going, and then when it's safe to do so, execute your turn. This brings me to crosswalks in general. I wanted to point this out because in large cities, you often have crosswalks that are designed for the visually impaired to aid them. Now, if you look, there is a line that you're supposed to bring your vehicle up to. Don't stop 5, 10 feet back or a whole vehicle length back. Bring it all the way up to that line. The visually impaired are using the noise from your engine to help guide them through the crosswalk. This is very important. And in fact, it's part of Louisiana law. So try to be mindful of it. And now we're up to my last topic, and that is leave your emotions at home. Emotions have no place on the road. Remember, you can't control traffic, right? You can only react to it. And if you're not emotionally calm, your reactions are going to be erratic. So stay calm. You're not competing out there, right? You're not going to get a trophy by beating the other guy to the next traffic light. Just stay calm and courteous. That covers all of the topics I wanted to discuss. And now that I've covered them, let's review them. First, cell phone. Put it down. Go hands-free. When you come to a stop sign, stop, look, listen, and think. Slow down. Obey the posted speed limit. Always watch for pedestrians. And leave your emotions at home. Be calm and courteous. So what do you say? From this point forward, let's put these tips into practice every time we drive and make safe driving a reality. Thank you. Say goodbye, audience.